Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Thompson, and my guests are Chris Clark and Peter Bolte, and we're talking about the St. Louis International Film Festival, which is coming up in just a few weeks. And Peter, we're going to take a look at a clip of your documentary that's playing in the film festival. Why don't you set it up for us in the sense of telling me what the Booksellers is about?
The Booksellers is about the rare and antiquarian book world. The dealers, the collectors, and then an overall look at what does the printed word and the printed object mean to us today in 2019. And the clip that's going to play is with, we were fortunate to have had Fran Lebowitz interview with us, and she's become kind of just a personality after her literary career. And she's brilliant and funny, and I think the clip that's going to play sums up the movie in a nice little bookend.
Okay, all right. No pun intended.
Yeah,
right?
I actually didn't mean to do that.
All right, so here we go. We're going to take a look at a clip from the Booksellers.
One of the things I remember about those guys, they were all guys that were like all little dusty Jewish men who were very irritated if you wanted to buy a book, because they were not really in business. They were there so they could read all day. And if it was, warm, they would be sitting outside like on a box. They were covered in dust. Their hands were yellow from nicotine. They always had glasses, of course, because they've been reading in the dark since they were, 6 years old. And if you would go up to them and ask very politely, how much is this book? Half the time they wouldn't even look up. I always imagine I would be like that if I owned a bookstore. And you could just crawl around in there and you would find stuff. They didn't know what they had.
All right, so we've just been taking a look at the clip. So how long did it take you to make this documentary?
Principal photography was about 2 years. I was the cinematographer, and we had been working on another project for about 2 years that had a different part of the rare book world. And due to the subject of the film, a book in particular, we got into scholarly debate hell and kind of lost a third act, and I'm not sure where it's sitting right now. I think something could happen with it one day. But having all the resources and connections and people, we decided to start reaching out, and the producers and the director, my friend David, called me up and said, do you want to come be a part of this new rebirth of this story? And I said, of course.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think people take away from the film? And what I mean by that with documentaries is we all experience it in such a different way. I mean, there's the educational aspect, and especially with historical documentaries, you learn something that perhaps you didn't. But there's also, I always feel that something that the filmmakers themselves learn after it's all completed that they hadn't necessarily thought about when they started. Was that the case with you?
I'm not sure if I necessarily, a new theme or anything was brought to my attention, but it made me rethink where we are, something that books are not dying. People are actually reading more than ever. They might be reading on a Kindle though. But for instance, I think there were 380 bookstores in New York up until 15, 20 years ago, and I believe there's around 70 now.
Wow.
So just the book as an object is, being reduced down, and I think philosophically looking at the movie, the question you can walk away with is, what does that mean? This is where our storytelling comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's great. And I kind of see maybe this is kind of what it's all about, right?
Sure.
Like having people have these new ideas and these new feelings and thoughts after they're seeing these films.
And a film is inherently a story. And that's what intrigues me the most about films that I select. It's great if you have a drone, but I do not care. Do you have these special effects and you spend $1 million? Have you told me a story that I'm interested in that I think others might be? That's my list.
Before we wrap it up, I know in the graphic that we closed, you have special events. Just I know we can't get into them, but
Sure.
allude what those special events kind of are.
One is our annual opening night party that we do in the lobby of the Tivoli before our opening night film. And we have a closing night awards party. And this year the staff had a light bulb moment. We decided, why go to an alternate location where everybody has to move and go there? We're going to do the closing night awards party in the Tivoli Theater after the final film. So that'll be a lot of fun. Tucked in between some of the other special events include four more of our free events, 4 master classes that are free for anyone to sign up for, that you can learn something about the filmmaking process. And as a matter of fact, one of the hosts of one of the filmmaking classes is director Peter Bolte. And I guess yours is on cinematography?
Yeah, that's at 1 p.m. at Sverdrup at Webster University on the 10th.
So we offer educational resources and free films and just lots of fun
Right.
stuff.
And it's all on the website, which is great.
Yes,
Because you guys
yes,
have
yes.
a really great, comprehensive website. So we've got the information there for you on the screen. Just actually head to the website. That's actually, over the years, the best way to really navigate and find out about the film festival. It lists all the films, all of those films that you can see, but also includes the special events such as the master classes that Chris just brought up. So head to cinemastlouis.org. That's where they have all the information too about ticket pricing. But again, 11 days, 389 films representing 63 countries and 12 special events. All right, well, there's more STL Live right after this. Please stay with us.